Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer, and today, this video might not be so bullish. It actually might be kind of bearish, but don't worry. Silver will always go back up. I mean, for the next 5-10 years, we have thousands of different reasons why silver is going to be rising. So if you, in the meantime, see silver price going down and you're getting worried or you're about to panic sell, then you probably shouldn't be investing at all, because that means you don't understand silver's true value, you don't understand the dollar's true value, and you really just are too emotionally attached, right? So have the Ides of March come for silver. We got a great article explaining the chart-based analysis of this. But before we jump into this article, which, by the way, the link will be in the description, I got some stuff to say. I'm doing a giveaway at 42,000 subscribers. We're approaching that, so make sure you subscribe because I give away a lot of silver. I just gave away over $1,000 worth of silver to 6 of you. I'm about to do another giveaway, 42,000, another giveaway, 45,000, another giveaway, 47,000, and another giveaway, 50,000. Plus, I think I'm going to start sprinkling in Bitcoin giveaways as well, as they would be very convenient and you can get your prize instantly instead of having to wait in the mail. So, what's going on with silver? We just had the FOMC talking about the rates aren't changing, a lot of stuff, but there's going to be a lot more happening, and these things are going to have a much more dramatic effect on silver than just the results of the FOMC meeting. So gold's volatile little brother had an interesting run this far, with internet forums buoying its price. But will the fundamentals prevail? Where is silver headed? Great question. After the silver short squeeze, people are like, what's next, right? And those people, I don't think, understood why silver had potential before and after the Reddit short squeeze, and really didn't understand that that wasn't what was going to push silver to $1,000. It was all the other things that silver has going for it, which a lot of people didn't even know. They just jumped on the train randomly because everyone else was. So the Ides of March are come, said Caesar. A Caesar, but not gone, replied the soothsayer. And the Ides of March quotation is often bandied by the financial articles midway through the month. Caesar was assassinated on March 15th, and that's a meeting of the Roman Senate, written by Plutarch and further popularized by Shakespeare, who dramatized the event, blah, blah, blah. So should we be concerned about anything at this time? So they compare a lot of this to 2008, which I like because that was the last time we saw $50 silver. And patterns usually, history does repeat itself, not exactly, and especially given the circumstances with 2008 through 2011, which led to $50 silver. And nowadays, from this credit crisis, recession / depression, stock market volatility, and a global pandemic, plus the green energy revolution, plus the silver shortage. I mean, times are much more severe. If you want to talk about crazy silver prices, we're living in crazy times. So breakouts above the previous 2020 and the 2021 highs were invalidated. Final corrective upswing between the 50 and 200-day moving averages. So silver is moving similarly to what we saw in the second half of 2019 and early 2020 before the huge slide. So this article is going to talk about why silver prices for the mean term, the short term, for the meantime, is probably going to be pretty bearish, but that's only opportunity to buy silver for cheaper. And remember, these articles aren't always spot on. These charts only show patterns and the technical side. It doesn't mean that this is final. This doesn't mean that this is going to happen. Remember, the unknown variable has one of the most large effects on precious metals. A lot of times, because we don't have a crystal ball to see what's going to happen. A wrench could be thrown in there, something out of the blue could happen, which could dramatically affect precious metals for the higher or the lower. So charts you can't always take as fact. So I marked the very broad tops that followed a quick rally in the red shaded rectangles, and I also created a solid line red rectangles based on the last two normal tops and the initial decline that followed them. Based on the sudden increase in silver's popularity, it spiked 1.5 months ago. But this move was to new highs and quickly invalidated. The nature of this move was more or less random. It didn't stem from a change in fundamentals or from a specific technical pattern, but rather from a sudden growth of interest in silver based on forum posts. Because of that, and because this upswing was so quickly invalidated, this quick upswing didn't really break the self-similarity pattern. But there's a lot more context to this, remember? This is why sometimes I don't like charts, because if you can incorporate charts with what's happening in the economy and apply both of those variables to how that affects the price of silver, you can get a pretty good idea. But see, they're not talking about the stimulus that just got thrown out. They're not talking about the dollar index. They're not talking about the silver and photovoltaics with the shortage and the supply, and how the pandemic is affecting the supply and distribution, problems. I mean, yes, the Reddit squeeze was one of the things that sent it up, but there's a lot of other factors, other variables to keep it going up. So that's also why you can't take these too literal. But for the meantime, they probably are pretty accurate. I mean, time will tell, but right now we see a corrective upswing between the 50 and 200 daily moving averages. So, and speaking time, please note the final corrective upswing of early 2020 took place in very late February, early March, while the two normal tops that created the red line, or the rectangle, formed more or less of the turn of the year in late February. It's all taking place at almost exactly the same time of the year. If this similar pattern is indeed materializing, then the implications are very bearish, and we can expect a major downturn any day or week now. Let's be realistic. So far, the analogy might seem too unclear to be viewed as a reliable base of making a silver forecast, and they're even saying it as well. But what does this mean, though? If the downswing does happen, which would happen, last March, we saw silver at $11, and now it's March again. But for March, historically, with all markets, it's usually bearish. Same with Bitcoin, same with everything. Now, Bitcoin is a different situation because it's really not bearish right now. But March is usually a bearish month, the beginning of the year in general. So a lot of people are probably going to freak out. But like I said in my last video, there's a lot of support around this mid $25 level, high $25 level. And what I was saying in my last videos, if silver breaks below $26, there's going to be a line of buyers waiting because they know that that's a steal. If you think $25.75 for silver is overpriced, then you're probably living in la la land or listening to some very bad YouTube channels that you shouldn't be. And if anyone's saying that silver is just going to keep going up, you might as well unsubscribe to them too. I'm trying to show transparency. I'm showing you the reality. Silver isn't always going to be exploding. There has to be drops. There has to be dips. There has to be sell-offs. It goes into overbought territory, and that has to come back down. It's actually healthy for that to happen. So let's be realistic. So far, the analogy might seem too unclear. But what if? What if there was a very similar pattern in the past that also preceded a massive decline? This would greatly increase the reliability of the above self-similarity. There was indeed such a pattern. So they're saying, hey, things are lining up. That was what silver did in 2008 before it declined. The August 2007, March 2008 rally, is similar to the March 2020, August 2021 rally, August 2021 rally. Afterwards, we saw a double top in both cases, which was followed by a sizable slide. Then, silver formed a Pacific U-shaped broad top, where the final top was below the initial one. So after the top, silver decline and the final corrective upswing took place approximately between 50 and 200 daily moving averages. So before summer, and then they go into like Fibonacci levels and all this stuff. So before summarizing, please note silver's tendency to decline sharply in March. That's what happened in 2008 and 2020. Remember, 2008, 2011, that was when we saw $50 silver. In 2008, we saw like $9 silver jump to $50 silver 3 years later. Now we saw $11 silver, and we really haven't seen, the aftermath of that. Gold already exploded. Its volcano already erupted, broke through $2,000, highest we ever seen gold. Silver, the volcano hasn't erupted yet. Even if the entire self-similar pattern doesn't continue based on seasonality, silver is likely to decline soon anyway. So summing up, if the similarity to what happened in 2020 and 2008 is upheld, then it seems we're about to see a big decline in the price of the white metal. Naturally, that's not the only reason to expect silver's weakness in the following weeks and months, and you will find other reasons in this previous analysis. So what's happening? What's happening? There's a lot of different input, like this right here. Silver's a new techno metal, is just getting started. So people are predicting high forecasts, low ones, but you gotta remember time frame. Precious metals isn't like Bitcoin. The markets are completely different, used for completely different things. It's a physical metal, goes more off supply and demand. I mean, silver it's like the tortoise and the hare. Silver is a gradual increase as the dollar depreciates in value. Silver is a long-term investment. If you're looking to invest in a silver for a couple of years and expect to get rich, then you're going to be sadly mistaken, because silver is more of a 10, 15, 20-year type of investment. I mean, you could do, 5, 10, hopefully if spot price jumps dramatically during that time, but it's really for the 15, 20-year time frame. If you're trying to get rich quick, then you might want to go into Bitcoin or stocks or something. But silver just isn't that. It's just not that type of investment, right? It takes time for these coins to appreciate. It takes time for spot price to move at those lengths. Because like you see in precious metals, it could go up $1 in a year, in an entire year. Or it could go up $3, or it could jump to $5. But you're not going to see these increases like Bitcoin, where it jumps from 40,000 to 60,000 in a matter of a week or two. It's just not realistic in the precious metals world. We tried to short squeeze it. There is going to be times like it from 2008 to 2011 when we see $50 silver, where we see massive price rises. But if it's in a short period of time, it's probably going to be short-lived, and it's going to crash just as hard, if not worse. That's why this time around, silver's building stability at these higher prices at $26. And that's why if we hit $50 silver, or when we hit $50 silver, it's likely going to stay there, right? It's going to stay there instead of jump from $9 to $50 from 2008 to 2011 and then crash and take nearly a decade to start rallying again. So anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. If you thought this video was educational, informational, at least entertaining, make sure to smash the like button. I post daily videos. Make sure not only that you check out my last video, make sure you're subscribed, because I post daily videos. So I'm going to keep you guys updated on a daily basis, what's happening in the markets, what's affecting them, more importantly, what you should do about it. But I also do tons of giveaways, so you also got to be subscribed for that reason, because who wouldn't want some free silver shipped to their front doorstep? I know I would, but I'm the one giving it away though. But that's because I love you guys. That's because you guys supporting this channel, watching the videos, subscribing, anything you do helps so much. You have no idea how much you guys are helping this channel grow and motivating me, and all the people that saying I helped convince them to start stacking, and their lives have changed dramatically because they watched my videos, from learning or just showing how to invest, or what's so important about investing, and learning how to live financially free, learning to separate your wants versus needs, learning the true value of a dollar, learning that just because you can buy something doesn't mean you can afford to buy it. All these things that I preach on my channel, it's so amazing when I see people apply them to their own lives, and they start living a better life. It's incredible, and that's why I love giving my silver away, because without you guys, I wouldn't have any of the silver anyway. So I just want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. So I'm going to wrap this video up here. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.